What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, today I've got for you an episode that has been almost 2 years in the making. If you've been around on my channel for a while now, you might remember this episode. Thumbnail is on screen now, titled, My Fiancé Just Got a Face Tattoo. Now, that story was posted on November the 4th, 2022, almost 2 years ago now, and I made an episode on that, narrating that story at the start of 2023. However, since then, there have been a couple more updates to this story. One in July of 2023 and one June 13th of this year, 2024, just a month or so ago at the time of recording. Now, don't worry if you don't remember the initial post. I'm going to read it all again. The original post is actually pretty short. But yeah, it's cool to come back to a story after almost 2 years to give a conclusive update. So without further ado, make sure you're subscribed and drop a like on this one if you like me going back to old stories, and let me know in the comments down below if you remember this one. Let's get into it. My fiancé got a face tattoo without talking to anyone. So this was originally posted on November the 4th, 2022. I am honestly stunned right now. My fiancé, Kim, I have just learned, is completely insane. She took some days off work this week, sick, and avoided seeing most people in person. She claimed she was feeling sick and just wanted to stay home alone. She's never given me any indication that she'd lie about this in the 6 years we've been together. No one in her family had any worries because she was a stable individual who would never do anything crazy. She got a face tattoo. She took 3 sick days from work to recover from the fact that she got a face tattoo. She told no one of this plan beforehand. I've never in our time together been talked to about tattoos by Kim. She showed no indication that she was even interested in getting any. I was not even the first to learn. Her sister visited her because she got worried after Kim cancelled meeting with her for lunch on her 3rd day sick and got the grand reveal. She didn't tell anyone beforehand because she, quote, didn't want to be talked out of it, and hid the results because the swelling and redness was so bad that we would, quote, react badly and not be able to understand the artistic meaning. Kim is Asian American. She got Japanese symbols going down her forehead and under her eye. I don't know the meaning of them. I don't really know if I care to know the meaning of them. Kim's parents are Japanese immigrants. According to her sister, who was nice enough to inform me of this whole debacle, this is a big no-no in Japanese culture. Tattoos have links to crime and are looked down upon. Her parents are beside themselves, and that is a whole other set of drama I can't even begin to approach. Kim talked to me last night about it, and acted offended and started a fight because I told her it was absolutely insane of her to do this. She works a public-facing job. She talks face-to-face with clients in the financial industry. The minute her boss finds out, the career that she went to school for will be over. She actually didn't consider her job or family or me at all, and decided a long time ago that she was going to express herself freely without any concerns. I'm worried about her right now. This is not normal. She blocked my number after our fight and is ghosting me and her sister because we're trying to help. But dear Lord, this is far beyond me. I cannot comprehend what I'm even supposed to do right now. Kim's lost her mind. Is there any chance I will be happy married to this? A woman who went and got a face tattoo and hid the fact because she knew we would all talk her out of it? Dear Lord, I really need to run, don't I? And then after this, OP added on a little edit. Wow, this got some attention, huh? I read through the replies, but I can't really respond to all of you, so I'll just update here. The engagement is pretty much off. Kim has told me she never wants to see me again, and I woke up this morning with her ring and a box of stuff I gave her on my porch. I don't know what's going on with her. Her sister and family have been trying their best, but nothing on their end is working. I brought up to her sister the idea that this is a mental breakdown and they're looking into getting her help. It's painfully slow, considering that Kim is not responding to anything and is refusing to talk to anyone. I really don't know what to say here, I guess. To answer some questions, Kim is 29 and I'm 28. In the 7 years I've known her, she's never acted like this at all. She had a good relationship with her parents, and while they were a bit overbearing at times, they supported her in going to college and getting a career rather than starting a family. From what I've gathered, they probably would have been fine with any tattoo she got as long as it wasn't on her face, neck, or hands. Even then, this kind of behavior is as far from Kim as I could have imagined. She just lost her mind out of nowhere. It's not like I can do anything about it either. She's blocked my number and does not want to see me. I'm just at a loss for words. One day I'm engaged and the next I'm not, and my ex has a face tattoo. Okay, so there we go. That is the original post. Now we're, I guess, up to date with what I'd already covered a year and a half or so ago, back in February 2023. Now, let's get into the first update. This was posted July 27th, 2023, 8 months after the original. About 9 months ago, my ex-fiancée Kim got a face tattoo without telling anyone. This was just the start of her doing everything she could to ruin her life. She broke up with me and called off our 7-year relationship when I questioned why she did this. She worked in a client-facing job for an incredibly large financial institution and was let go within a month of showing back up for work after getting that tattoo. I kept in contact with Kim's sister, hoping for some news. They tried to get her help as they thought that she was having some kind of psychotic breakdown. However, she eventually called the police on her own family, claiming they were harassing her. After that, I decided to just walk away. Kim didn't just destroy her own life. When she broke up with me, I felt numb. I knew this wasn't Kim doing this. I wanted to believe deep down that Kim was always like this, always this impulsive crazy who would ruin her life by getting a face tattoo. I tried to convince myself that I'd not lost a wonderful woman who I'd spent 7 years of my life with. However, the person who made these choices was not Kim. The woman who told me over the phone she hated my guts for not supporting her. The woman who wrote that she hated me and only ever stayed with me out of pity. That was not the woman I asked to marry. That was not Kim. That was someone who I came to find out was having a mental breakdown. That resulted in months of bad decisions that will affect the rest of her life. The day I walked away and told her sister I could not deal with it anymore was the worst day of my life. It hit me like a train. The numbness and denial of what I lost hit me all at once. I almost quit my own job and moved back home to my parents. I can only thank my boss for being so understanding that she let me take 4 weeks off to deal with what happened. She and the rest of my team went far beyond what should ever be expected of co-workers and management, that it makes me realize how close I was to leaving a job I actually enjoy. I never moved on from Kim, but I came to accept what had happened. I thought I was okay until 2 weeks ago. I got a call from Kim. She had blocked my number and done everything she could to remove me from her life. My mind just blanked when I saw it was her calling. I picked up and it was actually her. We didn't talk. I did not know what to say to her. We decided she'd come over to my place and we talked. The tattoo is still there, but she's covering it up now with makeup. She says when she has the funds, she's going to look into getting it removed if possible. She'd lost a lot of weight since I last saw her. She's not been able to find a new job. She'll probably need to move to a new city for that. She wasn't the Kim I'd fallen in love with. She was like a shell of her. Something just wasn't there anymore that used to be. Kim told me what had happened. The year leading up to the tattoo was awful for her. The stress of everything seemed to pile up more and more. I respect her and keep much of what she told me secret. However, the thing that is important is that she secretly started doing methamphetamines to keep her performance up at work and to deal with everything. And one day, she just out of nowhere decided she hated everything about her life. She explained why at the time she wanted the tattoo. It doesn't really make much sense, but a lot of what she was thinking at the time didn't. And from there, she just lost control of everything. I won't talk about what happened after she disappeared, but it's not pretty. There are things she did that will follow her for the rest of her life. It explained a lot, but it did not make things any better. We talked for nearly the entire night. She didn't leave my place until almost 4 a.m. Since then, she said that she wants to try and get back together with me. She admitted she knows things cannot be the same, yet she wants to try. I haven't talked to anyone about what I'm about to say yet. I've held off on talking to Kim about it because it feels selfish. But there's something about the way Kim acts, about the way it affected my life, that irks me. When we talked that night, she said that I was lucky she cut me off. I was lucky I didn't get put through any of this. I was lucky that my crazy ex wasn't at my door screaming or showing up to my work and causing a scene. She acts like my life wasn't affected at all. I told her what happened after she left, how much it hurt, how I almost quit my job and moved across the country. Her response was dismissive. Like, because I didn't go through with that, I don't get to complain. She acted like because I was not the one with the tattoo on her face, I don't get to act like it had long-lasting effects on me. She didn't even apologize for the explicit and hateful note she left with my things when she returned them, or for the phone call where she called me a manipulative, selfish jerk who only wanted her for her body, or even just for breaking up with me. She knows she was wrong to do it, but it's almost as if she's acting like because she had a breakdown, I can't hold her accountable for what she did to me because it, quote, wasn't long lasting. I texted her last night saying how hard it was for me when she left. She ignored it entirely and tried to move on. No acknowledgement at all. I don't know why, but it hurt me. It hurt me so much. I feel like I did back when all those emotions finally hit me after she left. I wish she'd just never come back into my life now. I wish I didn't know what happened. I wish I hadn't picked up the call, because it hurts. But a part of me feels like I'm being selfish or complaining too much, that I don't get to feel this way because I'm not the one who had the mental breakdown. Oh, that is just so sad, and it makes me wonder how this person was ever nice or at least seemed amazing to you in the first place, but she can say things like this. It seems as though even though she might be on the other side now of her mental breakdown, she still has no clue or appreciation as to how it's affected other people in her life at all. That's insane. Just because somebody hasn't quit their job and moved to the other side of the country doesn't mean that it hasn't massively affected them mentally. I mean, it clearly has, but she doesn't care at all. I can kind of excuse her for going through the mental breakdown a little bit because, you know, that happens a lot of the time. It can be out of people's control. Fine. But if she is now healthy again, maybe she's not, but if she is, how can she just have no appreciation for the effects that what she's done has had on other people in her life? It makes no sense to me at all. And I'm also not really surprised that you feel the way you do, OP, because she has gaslit you and manipulated you into feeling this sort of way. I think you know in your heart of heart that she is better off out of your life entirely now. But yeah, I'd also be thinking the way you're thinking. How can someone that I love so much and that was about to be my wife be like this now? It's absolutely crazy, but the good news is, well, I say good news, I've just read the title for the update. There is an update, one final update, as I said in the introduction, posted June the 13th, 2024. That's 1 year at least now after the first update. Well, guys, prepare yourself for the title of this one. My ex died of a drug overdose. I learned yesterday that my ex, Kim, died of a drug overdose on Sunday. I'm still processing the news, I guess. We broke up 2 years ago after Kim got a face tattoo out of nowhere. I have some other posts on this account about that if you want the full story. Kim reappeared in my life about a year ago after going and breaking up with me and essentially becoming a ghost. She wanted to get back together with me and I stupidly considered it and let her get the foot in the door. She claimed she was clean, but she wasn't. It was obvious she was still using meth. And my guess is she was still using fentanyl. Oh my goodness, guys, I've just realized that I completely forgot to even talk about that after reading the first update. Wow, I take back now what I said about her having a mental breakdown. Well, I mean, I do and I don't. If she's caused it clearly by drug abuse. So yeah, I can't say that I have too much sympathy for her. OP continues. After I finally declined to get back together with her, she slashed my tires after causing a scene at my office. Okay, so all that stuff about her saying, oh, you're so lucky that I never went to your work and made a scene. Yeah, okay. You're not saying that now, are you? Luckily, she's been out of my life for 6-ish months now after some cop put the fear of God in her after she broke the restraining order. Oh, wow. I've not heard much about Kim since then, thankfully. Last I heard, she was wanted on a warrant and was hiding low across state lines. Yesterday, though, Kim's sister called me to let me know that she was found dead Sunday morning. She wanted me to hear it from her instead of through the grapevine. I appreciate it. Despite everything, Kim's family have been nothing but kind to me. Kim's parents are quietly cremating her and there won't be any ceremony. It seems that stealing and abusing her family since she started doing meth has made them just as detached about her as me. Or maybe they've already mourned the loss of their daughter long ago and now it's just the end of whatever remained. Right now, I don't know how to feel. I feel like I should be sad. I knew Kim for 7 years. I was with her for 6. I was engaged to her. I lost my virginity to her. She was the first person I truly loved. I used to sit up with her and talk about the family I wanted to have. I wanted Kim to be the mother to my kids. She sat up with me as I cried when I heard the news of my mother's death. At one point in my life, she was the most important thing in the world to me. And I don't feel anything. When Kim left me, I was devastated. When she came back into my life, she made me feel a combination of emotions I can't even describe. And now, hearing the news that she's dead, I don't feel anything. I don't feel numb. I'm not in shock. I just am lacking any emotion towards this event at all. I feel like I should feel something. right? I still miss Kim. Not the Kim that died Sunday, not the Kim that stalked me, but the Kim I met, the Kim I fell in love with, the Kim that died when she started to do meth. I still feel sad when I think about her, but knowing this other Kim is dead just makes me feel nothing. Well, there we go. If you told me that this is how this story was going to end when I first read the original post a year and a half ago, I probably would have been pretty shocked. But then again, if someone's willing to go to the lengths out of nowhere of getting a face tattoo, and then you realize that actually she's having a mental breakdown because of drug abuse, yeah, realistically, this is actually quite a likely conclusion to this story. All I can say is just extremely sad, really. No matter what you think about this individual, it's still an incredibly sad story that somebody could get to this stage of their life where they do these crazy things, seemingly have no real remorse for them afterwards, go even more crazy, and then eventually end up dying to an overdose. That is unarguably very tragic. I think that the whole thing about this story that is just so shocking to me is that someone that can be that important in your life. I mean, I put myself in this position. If my fiance of 6 or 7 years, who, yeah, as OP just said, has been with me through all the tough times, I love them so much, my first love, etc., can just switch like that for whatever reason. Yeah, in this case, drug abuse, but, you know, who knows what else might have been happening, to a completely different person. It's just very scary. Like, it's just mad. But yeah, I guess in rare occasions that can happen. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. Let me know down below your thoughts on the story in its entirety. I do apologize. I forgot when I gave my thoughts to the first update about the drug abuse. Obviously, quite an important factor there. And it yeah, removes quite a lot of my sympathy towards OP's ex. But yeah, let me know if you enjoy when I go back and look at stories that I've read a long time ago and there are updates to them. Because I always say, okay, when there's an update, I'll get on it. But it's extremely hard. Like, you can't really turn notifications on for every post ever. So sometimes I get fortunate. You guys send them to me when there's an update. Sometimes I just come across them like this. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you want more like this. Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll catch you tomorrow with some more crazy Reddit content.